Happy day and greetings to all. I am truly humbled, delighted, and honored to give this message on the occasion of the 164th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. This message for Viswaguru Bharat, the Vivekananda way, is a message to the youth of today as to how they can lead their lives in a bright and wonderful fashion. Swami Vivekananda was a spiritual disruptor and a youth icon. His knowledge of Eastern philosophies as well as what the West had to offer in terms of technological developments, modern teachings and learnings were admirable. The principles of Swami Vivekananda were indeed an inspiration for the youth. The core philosophies which Vivekananda stood for are, in brief, I could call them SIP, where S stands for the spiritual independence of the person, the self-reliance also you could call that, the inner strength that they become aware of, and the perseverance that the youth should have. All this made Swami Vivekananda a youth icon not just for a period of time but for eternity, both now and for many centuries that are yet to come. How has Swami Vivekananda impacted my life? Well, I must take you back to my childhood when my sister was a teacher in the early 70s in Sri RKM Sharada Vidyalaya school. She was a resident teacher, so she came home only on weekends. I was barely 10 years old at that time, and I would wait for my sister to visit us during the weekends. She would bring with her 3 small palm-sized books, and what were in those books? They were the books of Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Mata Sri Sharada Devi and Swami Vivekananda. She would then seat me by her side and read out to me from these books. I was particularly fascinated by what I found in Swami Vivekananda's books, the principles he stood for, and that was the beginning of my association with the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. And the maxim which really impacted me was, arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. Little did I know that I would grow up to be an educational administrator where there would be thousands of students who came under my tutelage, and I would be able to impart from what I had learned from Swami Vivekananda, what little I had managed to imbibe in myself, pass on those teachings to them. I firmly believed that imparting education to students through the teachers whom Swami Vivekananda called as the backbone of education was my true calling. Education is the manifestation of perfection that is already there in man. Therefore, the teachers who are the faces that the students see, they must be in a position to motivate the students. And so, the teachers should be given the freedom to flower and flourish. As an administrator, I understood that my role was to inspire. It was not to make them toe the line all the time. Only if the freedom was given to them, the teachers could be in a position to give their best to the students, and the best would come out of the students as well. I was lucky to be part of an autonomous institution, and therefore I could blend into the curriculum a lot of things that were necessary besides just academics. And grading also, we made it possible for students to shine in other fields other than just academics. For example, there were students who reveled in sports. Some of them were very good in fine arts, and that was also encouraged. The one important thing which I thought was essential after reading these many works of Swami Vivekananda was that moral education and ethics had to form a part of the curriculum. The many visits that our students undertook to Vivekananda House here was definitely an eye opener to all of them. The documentaries that they saw, the lectures they listened to had a far reaching impact on their lives. I also felt that volunteering for the community was an important part of the student's life. Every year, we would declare it to be a year of some theme or the other. If one year it was a theme for Dhan, another year it was Gyan, another year it was Vikas, and so the students had a purpose with which they could reach out to the community, realize their responsibilities themselves, and also be an integral part of the society. The community volunteering brought the students close amongst themselves. Also, they became closer to the community that they were serving. The students, being in a good college, had the opportunity to get themselves skilled, but they did not want to stop with that. As a part of the community volunteering initiative, they imparted skills to the multitude of women and children in the community, so that it was not just they who grew, but as they graduated, the community people also found a way to which they could look ahead in life. Swami Vivekananda's teachings relevant even today? Very much so. The Gen Z kids are definitely very competent, very knowledgeable, and truly brilliant kids. However, they find themselves in a muddle most of the time. They are not sure what they want to do. I would in fact say that they bite a lot more than they can chew. They want to multitask, they want to excel in everything. Is that possible? Well, putting in the right efforts, they can do it. However, before that, they need to pause and ponder. Go back to what Swami Vivekananda said. Look within instead of searching for that competence outside. Don't bother about the societal and peer pressures to which you attach more importance. You have the potential, you have the competency, and you need to believe in yourself. That is what is more important. And when the youth of today, with the intelligence and competence that they have, if they learn the art of believing in themselves, in their own competencies, which may be different one from the other, it is all right. They will still succeed. They would no longer be the ones who are stressed out, not eating properly, not able to focus on anything. They wouldn't be that any longer if only they stopped to pause, reflect, and look at what is their core competency, focus on just that. The youth have to definitely believe in themselves. The fear of failure should not hamper their progress at all. Swami Vivekananda clearly said, if you succeed, remember you are a leader. If in the first attempt you are not able to succeed, don't worry. Your life would be a guide for the others, and in time, working the right way, you will find yourself up the ladder exactly where you belong. Therefore, his teachings are relevant even today, and the Generation Z kids are definitely going to benefit by looking at what Swami Vivekananda had said. What is Advaita philosophy? Advaita Vedanta or Advaita philosophy is a very simple philosophy which just says we are all one. The universe is one. Do not focus on the divisive forces that are trying to set humanity apart. Remember, working in unison, we shall all succeed. There is nothing that separates us, nothing that distinguishes us. We are all one, and we should work in harmony, in unison, and that is the mantra for the success of the entire humanity. The youth of India are the luckiest generation, I should say. What would be my advice to them? Well, just that, see things as they are. Let me explain this with a small story. There was a monk who was walking in the forest. It was night time, and so it was dark everywhere. He actually did not know where he was going. He was going very slowly when suddenly he stopped. What he thought he saw ahead of him was a snake. He wasn't sure, but he thought it was a snake and it would devour him soon. So he stopped where he was and just stood there. Then he realized after a while that it was no use standing there. He had to move forward and make his way home. So he started moving carefully, and when he came near what he thought was a snake, it was actually a rope. So he just said, "Oh my God, why did I waste my time standing there? This was only a rope which was coiled, and I thought it was a snake." So he moved on, and that was the right decision. Many of the youth today are caught in a turmoil like this. They are afraid of things, thinking it is something very dangerous, something difficult, something they cannot master at all. But it is actually not that bad. If they go near and experiment with it, find out what it is actually, they will definitely realize that it is nothing to worry about. So, most of the time we are caught in a maya trying to figure out things for ourselves, and not really doing that, we will not be able to succeed. So, the youth of today, my advice to you is just this: follow the principles of Swami Vivekananda. He told you very clearly that you need that self-confidence, you need that integrity, you need to look within yourself, and then the society will be yours. You be socially conscious, be socially responsible, you are sure to succeed. I would like to conclude with my favorite maxim that I learnt from Swami Vivekananda's principles. I repeat: arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Thank you.